Let's speak about Workhorse, baby! What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the hoodie to prove that fact. And today, we're going to be discussing what I believe is going to happen with Workhorse's price over the next few days, maybe a week or two. I want to show you guys some interesting price points to keep an eye on, because the price action the last couple of days has been pretty insane. Okay, we're on the stock chart as of right now. You will see we opened up quite high. We opened up nearly 1950 a share we were up to, and as of right now we're falling back down 1773. So I want to share my thoughts on the matter. Of course, we will go through a couple of articles towards the end of the video once I've spoken about this, but yeah, pretty insane day. So you'll see right here, we pretty much opened up above 19. We're right down to 1776 a share now. If I bring you to that 5-day chart, we were down in the low 15s very recently. It's been a nice day. Hopefully today can follow suit. Hopefully we can have a good second day in a row. I know I don't really go through the charts all too often, but I do want to show you guys what I look at, because I know some people do find it quite interesting. So if you want more videos like this of me actually going through the chart and, you know, giving my thoughts on what the chart is actually saying to me, let me know in the comment section down below, please. And also, please hit that like button nice and early for me, help your boy out. And if you are indeed new around here, hit that juicy red subscribe button, my friend. What are you waiting for? Join the family of investors. And one last thing, if you are interested, please hit that first link in the juicy description, baby, and sign up to become a Patreon. You get full access to my private Discord group, where hundreds and hundreds of investors speak all day, every day about the juiciest stocks, and you get extra juicy information from me. But anyway, let's get right into the chart. So you'll see I have a few things highlighted here. I just want to zoom in a little bit to start. So this here is where today pretty much started. You can see we are dipping off. We're looking at 1 hour candles here. Now, funnily enough, I have to zoom out an awful lot, but remember when we made these lows here, the very low 15s? If you come all the way back to when Workhorse was really put on the map, a lot of you guys will remember this period here, where for a considerable period of time, a good few days, more than a week, we were trading in the low 15s. We were a little bit below 15s at times, all the way up towards the 16s before our first major breakout, before we really started to make any sort of a move to the upside. Then we had our ups and downs. So you see I have this line drawn out here. This blue line is right in the middle of all that consolidation that there was before. Okay, now if I bring you back over to where we are current day, look, we pretty much barely just touched off of that line. So one of the big concepts I want to speak about today is big money. And you know, so often I speak about, and a lot of other YouTubers speak about, market manipulation and, you know, institutions playing us, and that's one of the big things I want to show you today. So we will go back to a bit of a broader time scale, okay? Now these big juicy candles here, I mean, look, in an hour, Workhorse went from a peak of about 27.35 all the way down to $24 a share. So what? Maybe a nearly 15% dip in an hour. That is not me or you. That is not a retail investor. That is a bank or an investment firm or an institutional investor who has tens of millions and hundreds of millions to play around with, okay? The same goes for this candle right here. Similar move. We dropped sub 27 all the way from just above 29, okay? So quite a big candle there as well. So let's just put ourselves into their shoes. You know, most of us probably invest 100 or 1,000 or 5,000 every month or so. We don't invest the most money in the world. So we can't really affect the market whatsoever. You know, we just buy a stock if we think it's going to go up, or maybe we sell it if we think it's gone up too quickly, or we short it if we think it's going to go down. And we don't really have any effect on what happens. But if I gave you $100 million right now, okay, no matter who you are, you can move the market. Whether you decide you want to move it down or move it up, you can do that. And if you had the power to do that, okay, and you're looking at Workhorse and you think this company has a lot of potential, maybe you know something that the everyday person doesn't, and you think, wow, these guys are going to go up in value, you know, whenever I want them to. Would you rather buy all of your shares at $27 to $29? Or would you rather put that money to work to bring it all the way down to 15, 16, 17, where you can get, you know, nearly twice as many shares for the same money, essentially doubling or more so quadrupling future profits? I know what I personally would like to do. So oftentimes we see big money implement after periods of consolidation. That's just when the market trades somewhat sideways. You know, maybe it's going up and down 10-15% for a week or 2 weeks or even a month at times. And then what happens? So here is some sort of a period of consolidation. It's not the cleanest in the world, but you can see there's a lot of sideways action. And then we boom up in value very quickly from $23, from very recent lows of $22, all the way up to above $30 a share. So representing a 30-35+% move to the upside. So this is what you may have heard the term bull trap before. This could be institutions enticing you or me to buy at all-time highs. So they start to run off, okay? You're going to buy in with them. Everybody's happy. Everybody's making money. And then boom, a crash ensues. So they've just taken all of your money right here and they've opened up a short position to bring the stock down further. So they made money on the way up, they're making money on the way down, but their end goal is to buy at cheaper prices if they see this company going up. So, you know, they played you here, they took your money, okay? They're going to sell, they're going to take everybody else's money. And, you know, they probably sold here, they sold here. They're probably selling here. They're selling the whole way down. And they brought it all the way down to that previous stage of consolidation, baby. A lot of traders, not necessarily investors, but a lot of traders have stop losses. So a lot of people were buying here and here and here and here, and we're buying the whole time. And they may have a stop loss set 10% or 15% below their current cost basis. A lot of people speak about a short squeeze. When the stock starts to go up and everybody's stop losses get triggered, well, the same thing can happen on the way down. People could have stop losses set, which forces them to sell out of their position, which again forces the stock's price down. And guys, this is real, okay? This isn't me with a tinfoil hat on. This is how banks, how investment firms make their money. They manipulate the markets. So with a broader time frame, okay, we know some companies have been buying shares here and here and here, and they also sold it to come all the way down. So, you know, they've made a lot of money on these positions. What about these positions? Right now, they're in the red. They need to make this stock price go back up to these previous highs to make their money. So on a short time frame, here we have literally about a week. Here's some prices that are interesting me as of right now. This here. So this to me looks like it may have been institutional candles. This here could have led to a bull trap and it was sold off. So they had to buy in order to sell. So realistically, they want to bring the price back up to at least here. So, you know, probably somewhere between 21 and 24.44. Or you could assume this is the institutional candle, and maybe they already brought it back up there to that 1930 mark. But I personally believe it's going to be somewhere in the middle of this line right here. If I pull out this fib retracement and we go from the very top of the candle all the way to the very bottom, okay, we can assume they're going to want to bring it back somewhere between 0.5 and 0.168, okay? So maybe somewhere between 2080 and 2090 a share, which is exactly pretty much where this candle opened. I'm going to delete that for now because it's not really too important. But this is the next kind of range I am looking at, my friends. It's up here. It's pretty much around the $20.50 mark. And I think if we hit that, we could either be looking at a breakout or another retracement. So if we were to hit $20.40, I essentially believe either we're going to pull back down relatively quickly, maybe even all the way back down to these levels of 15, or we are going to break out, and that's where the real money can begin to happen. So I have this huge yellow rectangle here. I mean, it goes all the way back to the 4th of September, all the way up until now, pretty much the 20th of October, a very large time frame. And you can see a lot of price action in here. You can see we made bottoms down here around 2050. That's the same line I was showing you over here. We can see periods of consolidation here. We see it here. We see it here. We see it here. So this is in general an interesting price range for me, and I can imagine that there's a lot of money tied up there, whether it's from sellers or from buyers. So it's going to be in institutions' best interest to get that price back up there. So I do believe if we can break through this 2050, maybe even 21 mark, we should be approaching anywhere from 23.50 to 24. And then the next two stages are these two ovals that I have created here. Remember, I do think this is institutions. This isn't you or me. And you know, they've been short and they've been making their money way down, but they also had to buy shares to push the market up. They want to get back to those positions so they can make money on their buys. So this is obviously a very big candle here. So that's going to be the next price point for me. Now again, what I'd probably do is look at about 50% of that candlestick, which is at about 25.66 a share. So I'll just throw this in here so that you can see exactly where we are referring to later on. So I think if we break out of here, we start moving towards this yellow rectangle. And next, a major point to look for is going to be about 25.50 or so. And then ultimately, they are going to want to get back to these all-time highs in order to secure their profits or potentially start making money on their buys. And you're going to see it again, my friends, if I bring you back to these all-time highs over here, okay? Remember these? Remember we went on that big crash, that 30+% crash? We went up, we came back down. It looked like we were getting back to all-time highs. And then boom, that is market manipulation at its absolute finest, my friends. So right now, I'm not making it too complicated. I mean, these price targets may not come to us for another month or so. This is what I'm looking at right here. I'm looking at that $20.50 mark. And I do think that we could trade anywhere in between this range of pretty much 15 all the way up to 2050. Now today has been weird. I mean, we were up over 10%. Right now we're up about 2.5%. You can see it's changing a lot as we go through this. I want to show you the bids and asks. Now all day there has been way more bids than asks for Workhorse, but now we can see a little bit of a shift starting to happen. Look at this, a 20,000 share, 601 share, 1840 ask on Workhorse. That is a lot of shares going to be sold, which could lead to us going down in value. Now, sometimes these walls are put up but don't actually get filled. I've already seen that happen once or twice today with Workhorse. Let's just wait a second and see what happens. We're pretty much about to hit 1840. Okay, so we just broke past 1840, and you can see they pushed that wall back to 1847. Okay, so that wall disappeared. It's all gone. There are some big sells coming in here, but we can also see we have quite a few big buys at times here. But anyway, we don't need to worry too much about that unless you are actually day trading. I'm just trying to give us, you know, short-term targets to be keeping our eyes out for. So look, right now we're at 1842. Very happy, it's fantastic. This is where I'm looking for, between 2050 and 2090, okay? And then we have to see if it turns to a breakout or if we're going to see a retracement and potentially come back and test levels maybe around here at the 1750s or all the way back down towards the 15s. One quick article that brings up a couple of points that we need to keep in mind for this week in particular. Why Workhorse Group just stocked 10%. This was obviously in regards to yesterday, okay? Prospect of two new events. First and foremost, Workhorse is gearing up to report third quarter results on November 19th. Now, I don't really think people are going to be buying in anticipation of these reports because I don't expect it to be very good. At least not in a traditional sense. I don't think the earnings are going to be fantastic or the deliveries. Now, I don't expect them to be, and I didn't expect them to be when I bought months ago. But a lot of people may expect them to be, especially we know we're looking at 300 to 400 deliveries by the end of the year. I think 90+% of that is coming in the last quarter of the year, not the third quarter. Some people might have expected it to be 50-50. So I do think November 9th is going to be a very shaky day in general, and you know, this is news. This could more so be reasons for the institutions to either drive the price up or down, depending on if the earnings are good or bad. Now look, the quarter is probably going to be better year over year and quarter over quarter, but it's still not going to be anything special. So I don't really think that's the reason for the 10% pop. I think it was just the market. It was all of the overcorrections that have been happening for a couple of weeks. It was a broader EV green day. It was a broader market green day as well. The Nasdaq was up nearly 2%, the S&P as well, and the Dow was just over 2%. Look, I've been saying it for a long time in regards to Workhorse, guys. It's a very, very long time investment for me. I am investing in the company. That's why I don't really speak about these charts all that often, because from a really long term perspective, they're not too important. Yeah, they can help you identify some potential entry points at time. Like this one right here, you probably could have called low 15s being a good entry because it was falling in line with this period of consolidation all the way back from August. So I think that's where we stand, you know. We just have to sit back, wait for some news. More than likely we won't get anything before November 9th. We're going to find out about the elections before then though, which is going to be exciting to say the least. The market sentiment generally has turned bullish this last day or two, so let's see if that can help push Workhorse price up, my friends. But anyway, that was just a quick update on this stock. I wanted to let you guys know what I think of the recent price action, and I also want to let you guys know my points of interest on this stock as of right now. If you did enjoy today's video and you would like me to do more like this where I go more so through the price action, just let me know in the comment section because I'm very happy to do it. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit that juicy like button, subscribe if you're new around here, my friend, and yeah, I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. I'm still holding these guys long, baby. I still love the company. I will see you for another video very soon. Peace.